A matter of choice. You are going to lose a loved one, the astrologer said, and together you will have to make a difficult choice. The path you decide to tread on will bring you pain. Ravi jumped up and refused to listen anymore. Much of what the astrologer had told him so far was true. The size of his family, his father's name, his mother's, his rivalry with his twin, Girish. Papa was ill. Now the astrologer had said that Papa would die. How can I bear it? What will we do? Tears streamed down Ravi's cheeks. Life was already hard for them, with Papa laid off work for so many months. The medicines and the treatments had eaten into their savings. Although Papa had medical insurance, he couldn't afford not to get his monthly salary. Ma had started taking in orders for meals, and this had become a regular tiffin service. She was always busy and tired, and the smoke from the kitchen seemed to make Papa cough even more. Ravi delivered the tiffins each afternoon during his lunch break, cycling furiously to get back to school on time. He had thought it would be better to give up studies for a year so that he could save on his school fees and at the same time, by helping his mother, contribute to the family's income until his father was well enough to get back to work. But Papa is not going to get well. He's going to die. If I leave school this year, before completing the 10th, I will never be able to go back. That is probably what the astrologer meant. Ravi could not bear the thought of going home now. How could he control himself when he saw his father's thin cheeks and heard the hacking cough and knew that he was going to die? He turned towards Deepak's house. It was he who had advised him to consult the astrologer. He read my aunt's fortune so accurately, then my sister's, right down to the time of her marriage and the man she would marry. He will tell you whether or not you will pass. You can decide then whether you want to carry on in school. Studying was one of Ravi's biggest problems. While Girish sailed through his exams, Ravi had to struggle with every subject. And it was not as though he was good in anything else. In sports, for example, there too, Girish was ahead of him. Girish was a house prefect and one of the brightest stars of the school. He was a debater. He was in the school quiz team. What was there that Girish could not do? Ravi had lived in his shadow for so long that he had begun to believe, like Ma and Pa, that Girish should not be given mundane jobs to do. Girish is meant to do great things, everyone said. Girish had to play for the school cricket team. He had to practice in the lunch break. What about Ravi? What was he meant to do? What could he do? He never got a break from his job. He delivered tiffins, ran errands, and made a bit of money by helping Ganga Halwai at festival time. When Papa was well, it was okay. But now, with money so tight, did he have the right to spend a portion on his own fees? Deepak tried to console him when he heard what Ravi had to report, but nothing helped. I wish I had not gone to the astrologer, Ravi sighed. But you wanted to know your future, whether you should carry on with school or not. All I know now is that my choice will be wrong, painful, to be precise. That is no help, is it? What do you want to do then? Asked Deepak. I want to carry on with school and manage somehow to work as well. Spend as much time as I can with Papa. That's three choices. You cannot have them all. The words kept ringing in Ravi's ear over the next few months. Papa's younger sister, who was married to the administrator of a Bombay hospital, arranged for Papa to be treated at a sanatorium. She also lent Papa the money for the treatment. As Ravi waved goodbye to his father, He could not stop his tears from flowing down his cheeks. He knew he would not see him again. Ma and Girish were also crying, but they had hope on their faces. They did not know what Ravi knew. They expected Papa to return in 6 months, hale and hearty again. Ravi hated himself each time he saw Ma wiping the sweat off her forehead as she handed him the tiffins. He knew he was earning for her because she charged her customers extra for delivery, but he also knew that more than what he earned for her, his mother was spending on his monthly fees. He decided to drop out of his tuitions and work at Kohli Caterers every evening. I will take all the notes and exercises from Girish, he said to his mother. The tuitions have not helped me get to the top of my class all these years. I will be satisfied, Ma, if I pass. Ma could not say anything. Ravi was right about the tuitions. They needed all the money that could be saved, and whatever he earned at Kohli's. But she was worried that he would not pass. Being left behind his clever twin brother would lower his morale terribly. While Girish concentrated on his schoolwork and went for sports practice, barely aware of what was going on around the home, Ravi dashed in and out, buying vegetables for his mother in the mornings, delivering tiffins in the afternoons, and working in the evenings. How could he have the energy to study at night? He already looked thin compared to the well built, confident Girish. When Ravi fell asleep over the maths test the tutor had set for the day, Girish finally noticed that his brother was not concentrating on his studies. You will never get through at this rate, he told Ravi bluntly. You need to put in a lot more effort. Ravi only shrugged. What could he tell Girish? There was only 1 week left for the exam when the telegram arrived. Papa had had a relapse. This is it, thought Ravi. I'm coming with you, Ma, he said, as she packed her clothes and prepared to leave for the sanatorium. I am the older twin, and my place is beside Papa now. Your place is in the examination hall, replied Ma. You will not help Papa recover by missing your exams. But he will not recover. The last few words Ravi uttered almost silently. Why did she not understand that? Short of telling his mother what the astrologer had said and making her lose hope as well, he had no other argument to convince her to take him along, so he stayed back. Instead of discontinuing the tiffin service, as Ma had wanted him to, he carried on with the aid of a friendly cook from Kohli Caterers. Girish also pitched in to help. They prepared a simple meal early in the morning, and Ravi and Girish delivered the tiffins before they went for their exams. After the first day's new routine was over, Girish sprawled on the floor. I am pooped. How have you managed this kind of schedule over the past so many months? Ravi did not reply. He picked up his books and began to study. Long after Girish had fallen asleep, and even after he had begun to nod off, Ravi persisted with his books. He ought not to have left it for the last, he knew, but there had been so much to do. By the time the exams were over, Ma was back again, thinner, very tired, but with encouraging reports about Papa. He had to repeat the entire course of injections, she explained, but there is nothing to fear. He will be back in June. Ravi's relief on hearing this was so intense that he had to sit down. Are you sure? Are the doctors sure? He kept repeating. Deep down, he still expected another telegram any time. His fears were not eased until he faced his father 3 months later. This time, he could not control himself. He burst into tears of relief, and as his father held him, he finally confessed what the astrologer had told him. He said I would die, exclaimed Papa. He said I would lose a loved one, and I was so afraid, sniffed Ravi. I thought I would never see you again. I thought we would never be able to pay back all the money we owed. I thought I should give up school and take up a job. Your thoughts were all for the family, son. and I'm very proud of you. Ma has told me how you have worked. I did not have much time to study. I may not pass. You have already passed a great test, Ravi. Not many could have done what you did. Do not worry about the exams. They can be taken again. But Ravi need not have worried. When the results were declared, he was too nervous to even look for his roll number. It was Girish who slapped his back and said with shining eyes, "You've got a first! You've got a first!" Ravi hugged him, and the two of them danced round the room. Ravi forgot all the overwork and anxiety of the past 2 months. He only knew that his choice had been right. Painful, certainly, but right for the family and for him.